Hey everybody, it's Captain Shane. How are you doing? I am in the 737-700 Alaska Air Cargo, and we are at a place called Wrangell in Alaska. It's a very small airport with a small runway, 6,000 feet. And we're going to be flying from here to Juneau, and then from Juneau back to Anchorage. So 2 legs tonight. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've never operated out of these airports in the Alaska, island chain, whatever you want to call this part of Alaska. So we're going to be flying from Wrangell to Juneau, and then Juneau over to Anchorage. So I think it'll be fun. Already got the cockpit partially set up and FMC ready to do the flight plan. So we're starting at Wrangell and going to PAJN, another airport I've never been to. Flight number is Alaska 7021. And the routing is pretty simple. We take a look at our flight plan tonight. We're going to be flying out of the Livid 3 departure and going basically to LVD, SSR, and then landing at runway 8 at Juneau. So very easy flight plan to put in tonight. So basically LVD to SSR, and then we're going to go departure. We're looking for runway 28 with the LVD 3, and arrival. Actually, let's take a look at the arrival. What are we looking for? Runway 8. The wind favors that. So let's see what kind of approaches we have available for that. So runway 8. Where are we coming in from? So we can go runway 8, RNAV approach. Wow, this is interesting. What's the RNAV Tango look like? Oh, yeah. We'll just take the RNAV Tango runway 8 into Juneau. We'll start with that. Boom. Oh, this should be fun. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's do that. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, this will be fun. Good. So we got that in there. So RNAV Tango, runway 8 with the SSR transition. Let's go take a look at it on the legs page. Cool. We'll go over to the route and we're going to activate. One thing I did not do before we started was I didn't set the weight and balance. So it looks like total fuel is going to be 10,700. So let's get the fuel truck rolling on that. And then payload. We're basically going to take out all this stuff since we are a freighter conversion. And we'll go 210. The payload tonight on our flight plan is going to be 31.4. So let's see what we can get out of that. 31.4, huh? Let's go with 30, 24, 30, 30. Oh, all right. 30. What in the world? Oh, it can only take 24. Okay. That's 22. And let's see what kind of baggage we can get in here. CG's looking good right now. Is it 4,000? And 5,000. The CG is looking good still. And the payload looks great. So CG right in the middle. It's perfect. We'll take that. 31.6, close enough. All right. Weight and balance set. FMC. All right. Let's continue on with the FMC. Let's do performance initialization. So 0 fuel weight. Reserves 7,000. Cost index per the flight plan is going to be 29. Our cruise altitude is going to be 260. Cruise wind is 204 at 15. 204 15. And ISA offset minus 13. I don't even know where that's going to be. I'm going to leave that blank. So let's execute that. And one limit. This is a very short runway, so we're going to go max power takeoff. No select temperature. Max power for this. 93.3 on the N1 setting for that. Takeoff will be flaps 5. Takeoff CG 25.5. And these speeds I checked are accurate. We'll go with those. Okay. So the FMC is checked and set. We'll put legs on the left, and we'll put takeoff on the right. So fuel quantity is checked. Flight altitude, flight level 260. Landing altitude. Is 25 feet. So we'll just put it at 0. FMC is checked and set. Flight director's on. Left and right. Auto throttle is armed. MCP airspeed is going to be V2, which is 132. Alright, MCP heading is going to be the runway heading. So to get that, we'll take a look at the departure routing. So we're on the level island 3. So basically, departure heading is going to be 281. But we're doing an immediate left turn here to pick this up. So runway 28 initial climb is going to be 281 to 500 feet. Then a climbing left-hand turn to heading 230 to intercept LVD radial 69 to LVD VOR. Do not exceed 180 knots until established on the westbound VOR or radial. So we'll definitely put 116.5 in VOR 1. 11650. Make that active. And radial 069. Cool. And MCP heading is, of course, going to be 281. Start. And MCP altitude be flight level 260. Okay. That's set. Altimeters. And here is the weather at Wrangell. Wind is calm. Broken at 3,600 feet. Overcast at 4,600 feet. Altimeter 29061. The temperature is 6 degrees Celsius. That's actually not that cold. Alright, so 29061. Set. Auto brakes. Rejected takeoff. Radios are set. I got CTAF on active. Unicom on standby. Nav is set. We got that set for takeoff. TCAS, I got the squawk code in there. Taxi takeoff departure brief. All right. New airport, so let's familiarize ourselves with how this is here. We're currently sitting at the ramp, and we're going to be taking off on runway 28. So we're going to taxi straight ahead, no pushback, right on Alpha, and we're going to back taxi down runway 10, down to the end of 28, do a 180 turn, and take off, max power takeoff to get off the short runway. And then we're going to fly the level island 3 departure as previously briefed, heading 281 to 500 feet to the left-hand turn to 230 to pick up the level island radial 069, maintain 180 knots until established on this radial outbound or inbound. And then as filed. After we get to LBD, we're going to fly straight over here to SSR, which is also known as Sisters Island Vortac. And from there, we'll pick up our arrival into Juneau. Any questions, crew? No? Okay. Well, let's get started here. Lower MFD. And then let's start APU. While that starts, I'm going to set up my deck, my cockpit here. One moment. Okay, the APU's on. Doors and windows are closed and latched. The yaw damper is on. Fuel pumps on. Parking brake. Alright, parking brake. Set. APU generators 1 and 2. Wheel chocks and ground power unit, we can pull those now. Anti-collision light is on. No trim air for us. APU bleed is on. Engine start switch, we're going to go ignition left tonight. ACARS. Alright, let's fire up old ACARS. Oh man, well, here we go, another smart cars update. I'm sure this is gonna be great. They keep messing it up. Every time they do an update, it screws something else up. Ugh. Wish I'd just leave it alone. Alright, well, I'm gonna wait for that. Well, we can make our announcement here. Wrangell traffic, good evening. Alaska 7021. Push and start at the ramp. Actually, there's no push, it's just start. So to get from that checking my stuff before we go, right? Great. Let's see what they screwed up today. All right, well, it's connected. And it looks like we're in. Flying on VATSIM. All set. All right, crew. We're all set. Let's get ready for engine start here. All right, let's go starting engine number 2. Okay, rotation N2. Fuel on. Fuel flow, AGT. Okay, get started on 2. Starting 1. N2. Low pressure. Fuel. There's a light. Fuel flow, EGT. Hey, you're started on engine number 1. Alright, add the start checklist. Engine and wing antis not required. Packs coming on. APU bleed off. Engine bleeds on. Isolation valve is closed. Engine generator 1 and 2. APU coming off. Ground signal is good. Alright, crew, taxi checklist. Flaps set. So let's go flaps 5. Stab trim setting is 5. Stab trim, whoa. Stab trim is set 5 units. Takeoff data, let's reconfirm. Takeoff speeds 120, 123, 132. Those are set on the PFD. Takeoff thrust setting, max power takeoff. Taxi takeoff departure brief, no change. Transponder, TARA. Taxi light is coming on. Lower MFD on system. Taxi clearance. Wrangle traffic, Alaska 7021, taxi runway 28 via Alpha, back taxi 10. Alright, crew, you guys ready? I'm ready if you are. Alright, crew. Brakes released. Let's go. Also steering, check left, check right. Brakes check. Okay, there's taxiway Alpha. Once I get on the runway, I'll do our flight controls check. I want to wait till I make this turn. Alright. Flight controls check. Ailerons left. Ailerons right. Elevator up. Elevator down. Rudder left. Rudder right. . . My controls are checked free and clear. Alright, lower MFD. Let's go engine mode. Let's go VNAV and heading select. Actually, no, I think we can do LNAV on this one. So disregard heading select. ICAST, no alerts, exterior lights. Radar coming on. Wixer on the right. Or correction, terrain on the right. Alright, let's see if I can get this thing turned around with the narrow runway being... Okay, we got to turn around up there. Cool. That little cutout over there is for us to make these back taxis. Okay, runway heading is 281. Alright, real quick, let me close this door. That's way better. Okay, takeoff clearance. Wrangle traffic, Alaska 7021, departing runway 28, Level Island 3 departure. Alright, crew, you ready? Takeoff, max power. I'm gonna hold the brakes. Alright guys, this is max performance, so hold on tight. Okay, stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Brakes released. Thrust set. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Throttle hold.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Flaps 1. Flaps up. Okay, looking good. Autopilot's still off. Alright, let's go autopilot on Command A. Okay, pitching for 292. After takeoff checklist. Alright, landing gears up, lights out and off. Flaps and slats are up, retract. Auto brakes off. ICAST, no alerts. Exterior lights. Hey, waiting on altimeters. Alright, let's get some anti-ice on right now. Now, hold on tight. Little bumpy in here. Man, this is some bumpy stuff. Hopefully we can climb out of this soon. Okay, transition altitude. After takeoff checklist complete. Okay, climbing to flight level 186 for 260. Sure is dark down there. I think we can kill the anti-ice now. What is up with this turbulence?
Now's to go.
Now's to go. Right. Okay, level at flight level 260, but a little bit of a bumpy ride here. I think we need to adjust our XP realistic a little bit. There we go. All right, crew, we have a few minutes here. Not very long till we start down. Let's see here. 37 nautical miles, 442. So we need to quickly go ahead and do our descent and approach checklist now. So landing data, let's bring that up. Let's get our landing weight. So 124. Let's call it 123 on the landing weight. Calculate. Alright, V approach 135, so that would make our VREF 130. Auto brakes 2. Plenty of runway, 8, almost 9,000 feet. Cool. Alright, auto brakes 2. VREF will be flaps 30. 130. Okay, landing data is checked. Arrival and approach briefing. Alright. We're on the RNAV Victor / Tango. For whatever reason, it's not pinned in. There it goes. Alright, so we're going to pick this up at SSR. VNAV will get us descending down. And that's Sisters Island. Then we're going to fly direct to Linz, Menai, and Moldry, and with set 1 here, it says flight visual to airport 070 2.2 nautical miles. All right, so we're gonna fly visual and pick up the runway heading there. We need to be at 3,400 feet at Ojemi, Menai at 2,700. We start at 3.1 degree descent rate down to minimums at Moldry, which is going to be 1880 Barrow. In the event of a missed approach, climb left to 9,000 feet, direct mugs. Wow, 9,000 feet? That must be for the terrain in the area, but wow. Okay. MSA is 8,400 feet. Wow. And Juno radio, it's probably 118.7, but we'll check that. Let me get that NDA in there, or the Barrow. 1880. So bumpy here. Okay, Decision height, a minimum descent altitude is set. Seatbelts are on. All right, let's get a quick look at the weather before we head down. Weather at Juneau. Okay. 08007, raining. Few clouds at 1500. Whoa. Well, that's not good. We can only fly this approach down to minimums of 1,800 feet. But the, we got a few clouds at 1,500. So we'll make sure we can see the runway before we continue down any further. Altimeter 2956. Wind is down the runway though. Quite the bumpy ride tonight. All right, that's time to set the altitude down. Alright. Be heading down here in just a minute. Okay, crew, heading down. I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. I get a little slow. Let me help out a little bit. Okay, altimeters. Okay, picking up some more turbulence here. Okay, looking good on the descent. Okay, 12,000 feet. All right, exterior lights. Approach checklist complete. All right, decel. All right, looking good. That's under 250 now. We can start down under 10,000. All right, so I've been checking on the Google Earth here, and this is where we're going to be parking. Might be kind of hard to see, but it's going to be kind of over here. Let me see if I can find a better chart for that. Somewhere over here. Nope. 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 It's gonna be over here. Off of Charlie 1. Okay, decel again. Pitch dark out there. Let me check the weather one more time. Oh, that's why I'm gonna kill you last. John Matrix. I like you, Sully. Man, anytime I hear an Arnold movie quote, you know I'm in. Anytime. Alright. Okay, so what do we got here? Broken at 7, broken at 3, and few clouds at 15. No ground contact yet. Did you leave anything for us, John? Alright, let's go flaps 1. Just bodies. What's up, Quartz? Alright, let me get the CTAF here for... Let's see. CTAF... PAJN... Okay, I guess there's no CTAF for Juno. Alright, we'll just use Unicom then. Okay, we'll be starting our final turn here in just a minute. We're not going to need the speed brakes anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and arm these. That didn't work. There we go. Speed brakes armed. Auto brakes are set. Alright, let's go. Speed intervention. Flaps 5. Actually, you know what? No. VNAV's doing just fine. Juno traffic, good evening. Alaska 7021 on the RNAV uniform. Correction, RNAV Victor, runway 8 approach. Runway's in sight. Alright, good. We don't have to worry about any minimums here. I can see the runway pretty good. So this approach is a little weird because it does not bring you straight in. you have to fly visual to the runway when you're about 2 miles out. So it just gets you pointed in the right direction, then we take over and fly it the rest of the way in. This is what I mean, right here. Boom. Fly visual at the airport, 2.2 miles. Okay, there's the rain. Let's get the windshield wipers on. Yeah, this is an RNAV approach, so you have to. That's why I had to check the. I had to check that because I'm like, hey, this doesn't connect to the runway, and it's not going to. Heading 08. All right, let me just check the runway heading real quick here. Uh, 085. All right, let's go gear down. Flaps 15.
To go.
Okay. Tell you what, crew, I think we'll just take it from here.
2500.
All right, let's set missile approach altitude. 9,000 feet. Flight directors, I'll leave them on. I don't need them, but that's fine. All right, auto throttle. All right, flaps 30. Final approach speed 135.
Plus 100. Minimums.
Yeah, continue.
$1,000. 500. $100.
The rain always makes it feel like you're going a lot slower than you are.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20. $10, 5.
A little bit of a float there. Manual braking. Yeah, I hate landing in the rain in X-Plane 12. It makes it feel like you're going so slow. It's hard to judge your flare in the rain. I've always had issues with that. Alright, where the heck am I? That wasn't that great. That wasn't that great at all. I hate landing in the rain in X-Plane 12. You just don't feel the speed. And that was a pretty big float. Alright, so we're gonna make a left turn on Alpha, go over to Charlie 1. Okay, flaps coming up, spoiler handle, retract, disarmed. Auto brakes off. Brakes are off. Landing light. Anti-ice not required. APU. Coming on. Clock stopped. Step trim. Oop, wrong button. Okay, have to land a checklist complete. Wipers. Okay, we're looking for Charlie 1. It's Delta 1. Alright, I see where we're parking over there. Okay, on the brakes, this is Charlie 1 here. Ah, a lot of ground vehicles here, huh? Alright, parking straight ahead. Marshal in sight. Oh, ISC didn't like the way we parked. I can fix that. Tell my boss I did that. Alright. Parking brake set. APU gen. Fuel switches. Packs off. We're going to leave the trim air, window heat, probe heat, yaw damper, electric hydraulic pumps, anti-collision lights come off. IRS switches stays on. I don't know why they're bringing the jetway, but that's fine. I don't need that. Alright, ground power's coming on. Parking brake released. And APU off for now. I guess we can open the door, right? Alright. And cargo doors. Okay. So we made it here. Let's see if that ringing will stop anytime soon. Yep, good. Alright, crew. Made it to Juneau. So now we're gonna... Let's see. You're less than 100 feet from becoming a creator. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get any terrain. Maybe because we were really low or something? I thought I saw that, but, you know... I was on the Pappies, Chris, so, I mean, I was flying the right glide path. I've never been to Juneau before, but I thought I saw some trees coming in. But, again, I was on the Pappies, so it wasn't like I was low on the approach. Not entirely sure why, why it looked like we were so close to that. Did I cut in too early, or what? I'm not. I don't come to Juneau very often, so I definitely did not get any jip whiz on that though. So if I had gotten the train warning, I would have, you know, gone around. I did not get it. Okay. Anyway, we've landed here. Let's do our flight planning to get up back to Anchorage. Okay, got the pirate filed. And let's pick up our next flight. So we're gonna go Anchorage. Alaska 7004. Bad scenery, huh? Well, here, let's take a look at this. I didn't see these Juneau reels for one. I wonder if we can look at smart cars and figure this out. Nope. I don't know. So I flew the approach to about here, and I picked up a visual and brought it in. So I'm not quite sure where I was supposed to... what I was supposed to do different on that. Anyway, let's continue flight planning. Nothing I can do about it now. Okay, sim brief. Let's go new flight. ASA 7004 from PAJN to PANC. That's going to be the 737-700 627. And let's generate that flight. Wow, hour and a half. Let's kick this up a notch. That's a little slow. All right, well, it is what it is. I thought it would be a little quicker than that, but oh well, gotta do it. Okay, let's send that over to VATSIM. Okay, flight plan is filed. Okay. Let's get caught back up with our checklist here. All right, so we'll go ahead and do weight and balance. And let's start with that. All right, there it is. Flight plan. All right, the fuel required for this flight is going to be 13.5. By the way, I planned to land with 7,000 pounds. We had 7,200. That's perfect. That's not what I wanted. 13.5. Get the fuel truck going. Payload for this flight is 36.8. Ooh. Let's see if I can get into this thing. Nope. Nope. Alright, I gotta try to get 36.8 in this thing. Alright, CG, we need to bring some aft CG in. Let's go 20. 18, let's go 16. CG's coming aft a little bit. 14. That's gonna have to work. Alright. Weight and balance is set. FMC. Index, let's do position, reference airport, PAJN. No. PAJN. There we go. That lines up pretty good. Route. PAJN to PANC. Flight number is ASA 7004. And the routing will be as follows. A sort. Yeska. Direct TED, huh? I don't know if I like that. Let's see what we get from that. Okay, for departures, we're looking at runway 8. with the A sort 2. No transition. Arrival. Looking at runway 7 right, which I'm very familiar with, flying the MD-11s in from the Pacific. If there's any arrivals that make sense for us, I kind of think there is. I think we should go with the WIT 5, the Witty 5. Let's put that in there. What we'll do is we'll change our routing then. Instead of going from ASOT, we're going to go direct to Remby and pick up the Witty 5 arrival. And then from there, we'll probably take the RNAV Zulu 7 right. Hopefully the weather will hold up for that. Let's plan for that for now. So the RNAV Zulu 7 right from Hopper. That'll tie right in real nice. Cool. Alright, so let's do a little bit of a correction here. So, arrival. We're going to go with the Witty 5. Ramby transition. To the RNAV Zulu runway 8. From Hopper. Let's do some legs and check that out. Make sure that works for us. Alright, and that's where it's going to deviate. So what we're going to do here is take Remby and put it after A-sort. And then that will fix that. Alright, now that already doesn't make sense. So let's go back again. It's from Hopper. Alright, so we'll grab it to here and bring it up to here. No? Okay. Hopper. Here. There we go. There's our arrival right there. Nice. Alright, I like that a lot better. So let's activate that route. Alright, performance initialization. Alright, hold on. Let me get caught up here. Make sure I'm not blowing anybody off. Bad scenery. Okay. Oh, no more comments. Alright, let's press on with some takeoff performance stuff. So our gross weight is going to be... reserves, always 7 for me. Cost index 69. Gross weight is 134.5, so we'll plan on 134 for performance. Takeoff performance, 134. Flaps 5. Disabled, calculate. And the runway is not dry, it's wet. Recalculate. Why did that didn't come out? 134. There we go. Okay, so we're going to use DTO1, select 50. Flaps 5. V speeds 132 and then 135. Alright, let's put that stuff in there. Let me get the cruise wind real quick. Alright, 25811. Minus 56 plus 7, so minus 49 on the outside air temperature. Oh, cruise altitude. And that'll even out. Alright, so DTO 50. Take off 1. Gives us an N1 takeoff of 87.4. Takeoff's going to be flaps 5, 132, 133, 135. That lines up real nice with what we are calculating. So that works for us. So legs here. And takeoff on the right. So the FMC is checked. Let me fix that. All right, fuel quantity, 13.5 is set. Flight altitude is going to be 360. And the landing altitude is going to be, checking that now, 151 feet. 150. FMC's checked and set. Flight directors, let's recycle those off. Back to on. Auto throttle's armed. MCP airspeed is going to be the V2, which is 135. Already set. MCP heading. Let's go over the... Let's look at the departure real quick. Looks like initial heading is going to be... 252? 252? No, 085. That's right. Okay, that's in. MCP altitude. Flight level 360. Okay, altimeters 2956 are set. Auto brakes, RTO. Radios are set. Nav is set. TCAS. Let's cycle our call sign. Three 533. Okay. Taxi takeoff departure brief. All right, let's do that real quick. So, crew, here is the plan for takeoff. Let me bring that up. So, taxi brief. We're currently here at the gate. We're going to taxi down. We're going to push onto Alpha. No, correction. We'll just push here. We'll taxi down onto Charlie. Take Alpha over to the end of the runway. Get on Bravo and take off runway 8. And then after takeoff, we're going to fly the A-Sort 2 departure. The instructions are: climb right, turn as soon as practical, climb in visual conditions, direct to CGL NDB or heading 279 to IDGL West Course 2. Alright. So basically take off at an immediate right-hand turn. Direct to the Coghlan Island NDB or the localizer DME. And at or above 1,000 feet by this fix, and then as depicted. And then we need to be at or above Cushy at 10,000 feet. That's how it goes. Easy. So this will be a nice fun takeoff. As soon as we're airborne, we're going to start that right-hand turn. I'll probably wait for about 400 feet, and then we'll start that turn. We'll fly that with the autopilot off. Alright. Before start, pushback checklist. Lower MFD, set the engine APU. Coming on now. Doors and windows. Yaw dampers on. Electric pumps, fuel pumps are on. Parking brake. Set. Waiting on APU generators. How do I get this? How do I get this? How do I get this jetway off my plane? Anybody know how to move that jetway? I don't know how to move jetways. Hopefully it moves automatically, but anyway, let's get the tug moving.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright, let me catch up on a couple text messages here.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay, clear to connect. APU generators are coming on. Wheel chocks and ground power unit we can remove. Anti-collision lights coming on. Trim air APU bleed. Isolation valve. Engine start. We're going to go ignition right. ACARS. Let's make sure ACARS is running. Okay, ACARS is on. Push start clearance. I don't know about the jetway, but whatever.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
We'll push back on to here. Actually, here, let's do this right. We'll go here. Then to there.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
General traffic, Alaska 7004, push and start at the terminal onto taxiway. Oh, what is this taxiway? On the taxiway Delta, tail facing east. Alright, crew. Let's fire them up. Start engine 2. Okay, rotation N2. Fuel on. Fuel flow, AGT. Okay, starter disengaged. Good start on engine 2. Starting engine 1. Rotation N2. Oil pressure's good. Fuel on. Fuel flow. EGT. Starter disengaged. Good start engine 1. Alright, at the start checklist, engine wing anti-ice. Yeah, let's run that. Packs coming on.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
APU coming off. All right. Okay, so we got a good start here, guys. Next stop, Anchorage. That's an airport I know pretty good.
Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Alright, see ya. Okay, let's do, wait for the ground signal on the right, and let's, in the meantime, let's do flaps 5. Stab trim set for takeoff. Oop, wrong button. 5.5. Stab trim set. Takeoff data confirmed. 132, 133, 135. Takeoff thrust setting is... Let me confirm that. 86.4. 86.4. Taxi takeoff departure brief, no change. Transponder coming on. Already on, okay. Taxi lights on. Lower MFD on the system. Taxi clearance. Alright, let's call them. General traffic, Alaska 7004, taxi runway 8 via Charlie 1, Charlie Bravo. Alright, crew. Looks like we got good on the ground signal. We are ready to go. Brakes released. Also steering. Brakes. Okay, flight controls, ailerons, elevator, rudder. Flight controls checked, free and clear. Before takeoff, checklist, engine, let's see, lower MFD is off. VNav on, LNav, we'll see if it likes it. ICAST no alerts, exterior lights. We don't got far to go, so we'll leave those on. Radar is coming on. Which is coming on. Alright, so we got some cold temperatures here and some precipitation, so we need to make sure we don't have any ice accumulated on the fan blade here. So we're gonna do a ice shedding procedure here before we go. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna run the engines up to 40%, hold the brakes, run them up to 70% for about 30 seconds, and as long as we don't get any weird vibration, we can go ahead and push up to take off thrust, release the brakes, and go. Juneau traffic, Alaska 7004 departing runway 8. ASUR 2 departure. Alright, clear on the right, clear on the left. TCAS is clear. Alright, now here we go. 05 on the heading. So we're gonna run the engines up to 40%. I am holding the brakes. Alright, starting the clock. Okay. Actually, I need it on chronometer. That's okay. I'm keeping time. All right. Looks good. I think don't got any ice on these blades. Brakes released. Set takeoff thrust. Thrust set.
Knots.
Throttle hold. A little bump there.
V1 rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Okay, climb thrust.
Terrain.
I'm climbing, dude.
Terrain. Hold up. Terrain. Terrain. Hold up.
Okay, got it.
Terrain. Terrain. Hold up.
That's disconcerting to get a terrain warning on your takeoff. I'm turning it, dude.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
There's no way I'm gonna hit that. Flaps 1. Flaps up. Alright. I've decided I don't like Juneau Airport, man. Getting too close to running into stuff all the time. Autopilot can take over. Terrain. I was not gonna hit that terrain. I don't know what that thing's talking about. Like, this is the terrain it was warning me about. But if you look at my flight plan, my route, look, show own ship trail. That's us taking off. I don't think I was gonna hit into the tabletop mountain. Yeah, I almost flew it exactly as published. I don't know what. Alright. Have to take off checklist, landing gear up, lights out and off. Flaps are up. Auto brakes off. ICAST no alerts, exterior lights. Wind altimeters. Anti-ice coming off. I don't know if this Alaska flight's for me, man. Too much terrain. Okay, climbing through 13,000 for 360. Pretty heavy turbulence here. I don't know, man, Chris. I look. I don't know what else to do. I'm getting terrain, but if you look at this here. Do you see this line? Watch this. Or less fluid as depicted. It's this mountain here that's caused the problem. Right? Tabletop mountain. But I wasn't near it, so I don't know why I was getting that warning. I was not gonna hit it. So one thing I need to figure out here. So, Chris, when I got that warning, I wanted to go to max power, but I disconnected the auto throttle like this. Now, how do I get takeoff power? Do I just hit the toga button? Nope, that doesn't get it for me. Because I was in climb 2, and that wasn't enough thrust to clear that mountain if I needed it. Oh, there it is. That's what I needed it to do. Alright, noted for next time. Altimeters, standard. At the takeoff checklist complete. I sure hope we can climb out of this turbulence. I don't want to deal with this all the way to Anchorage. Alright, climb to flight level 236 for 360. Just to give you an idea how desolate it is up here right now. This is us on VATSIM. Ain't nobody up here. Nobody. There's no aircraft around us for hundreds of miles. I think we're finally through all the weather. I see stars, that's a good sign. Yeah, I saw that too. I wanted to get it out of climb too and go into you know, go around, but I don't know how to do that quickly. Maybe I should figure out how to do that. If I had a co-pilot, it would have been easy to just go down here to N1 limit and just hit the go around button, right? Obviously, in our case, up here, it doesn't work, but put back and climb. Yeah, I need to, next time I just need to click on N1 limit and I can hit the go around button real quick and I'll get that full power that I need to do my terrain escape maneuver, because it wasn't giving it to me. For next time. I don't think we're gonna need to worry about that going into Anchorage though, because we don't have the same kind of concerns about the terrain clearance up there. I thought I did. I thought I had it off though. Well, I thought I did. I thought I disarmed it. I have a button here, so if I click here. Well, no, that doesn't. All right, you're right. I guess I didn't hit the button I thought I did. Okay. Noted. I thought I had the auto throttle disarmed is what the problem was, and it didn't. I'll have to practice that some more. Okay, 30 miles to top of the descent. Hopefully our fuel quantity comes back in, because it's not ideal. I would have preferred to land with 7,000. We'll see what we get as we cruise a bit. Should have caught that before we left. You're right, Chris. It is practice. I'm primarily an MD-11 pilot, so I'm doing my best with this thing, but it's a little different. Yeah, this is the level up 737 with my modified flight model. I know the Zeebo's a little better if you just want to fly 800s, but I like to fly other stuff too. This is a 700, and one thing that these guys do better are the sounds. The sounds in this level up are incredible. Like, the sounds in this thing are better than Payware's sound mods that I buy. I love it. Yeah, I've tried so hard to get on board with Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I just can't do it. Every time I fly it, I just wish I was back in X-Plane. The visuals are so good. It's so pretty. The clouds, everything is so crisp and sharp, but the default airports are dog crap, horrendous. The ground handling is just terrible, and the flight models are crap, and that's what I care more about, flying the plane, not the eye candy. And if you just want to fly plane and get a better feel, X-Plane is the top. Nothing beats it. If you want eye candy, you do Microsoft Flight Simulator. Should be getting 1,000 to go.
$1,000 to go.
Yeah, I never got to play X-Plane 11. I went right into X-Plane 12 after taking 14 years off of flight simming, so I'm glad I came to X-Plane 12 though. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna manage the the throttles here for the level off. Let's see how well I do it. Target speed Mach 0.79. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright guys, we're cruising. Fuel's gonna be a problem here. We better nail that approach because we're burning through it a lot faster than what I thought we would. I wonder, can we get any higher? Maybe we're just too low. Yeah, let's do flight level 380 so we can save some fuel here. 380 level change. Let's take it to 380 so we can save a little fuel here. Yep, that'll save us a few hundred pounds. Wow, man. Yeah. So the last flight sim I played prior to getting back into this stuff was IL-2 Cliffs of Dover, and that was in like 2014. The last time I was flying like commercial stuff, 1,000 ago, was FSX. So with the exception of some combat flight simming stuff I was doing about 10 years ago, I hadn't flown any kind of commercial aircraft since like 2010, 2011. I got back into this stuff about June of last year. I went all in. I got the whole setup going on here. Alright, leveled off. Hopefully that burns a little less fuel here. Yep, let's say there's a little bit of fuel coming up here. Well, yeah, cheaper than a real thing. In my case, I'll never be flying a 737 or an MD-11 or anything like that, so it's the closest I'm going to get to it. Oh, man. Did you guys see this? George Foreman died. That's a bummer. Well, I gotta have to figure out why my fuel planning was so bad on this. I typically like to land with 7,000 pounds of fuel reserve. That's 3,000 below it, so something I screwed something up with my fuel planning on this, and I'm not quite sure what it was. Oh well, I'll get it right next time. It's not a big deal. I mean, 4,000 is still plenty, but I like to have way more than I need. 4,000 is kind of the minimum. Right, I'll be right back, crew. I'm gonna go to the galley, get a beverage and something to eat. You have the aircraft. All right, crew, I'm back. Got a little snack from the galley. These are Doritos. They're golden sriracha, new flavor, delicious. Love them. I've got my mic muted so you don't hear me crunching. Well. So I need to figure out where I'm supposed to park this thing. I'm Alaska Air Cargo. I normally park up here at the UPS ramp. Oh, Alaska Cargo. Oh! Right there. Okay, so we're gonna park way at the top up here. Ugh. My mouth is burning from these sriracha chips. What the heck is this? I need to write that up. So this is showing 37.6, and that's showing 38,000, and they're on the same altimeter setting. What's up with that? This thing 300 feet off. Runway 15. Yep. Runway 15. We'll probably try we'll park on number 3. So 147 to go. About 19 minutes, top of descent. How we doing on fuel here? 4.7, slowly coming up. I think we got an Atlas Air 777 freighter coming in to Anchorage. It's gonna beat us there, unfortunately. So he's quite a bit faster than we are. Well, 8.3. We'll start our descent planning here in about 4 minutes. What's up, man? Nice to see you. Richard! Long time no see, man. I'm just doing some Alaska flying up here. We're on the way to Anchorage from Juneau. Almost ran into a mountain on takeoff. That was fun. We should be starting down here in about 12 minutes. I think I'm going to go ahead and run my descent and approach checklist now. So let's figure out our landing weight. 128.4 currently. Yeah, man. The 737-700 is pretty fun for that. Got plenty of performance for this stuff. All right, 2.5. So let's make it 126 in a landing weight. 126 landing weight. Let's pull that up. Auto brakes 1. V approach 137, so VREF 132. Plenty of runway. Auto brakes 1. 30. 132. Got that in. Arrival and approach briefing. Alright. Oh yeah, man, you're gonna get the nasty grams if you don't get flying again. Get the nasty gram. Alright, Navigraph. Let's take a look at the weather. So 33 minutes ago, still landing runway 7 left and right. Information Sierra 1403 knots. Scattered at 25,000. So sky's clear basically. -2 on the temperatures. 29 at 43 on the altimeter. Visual approach and use landing 7 left and right. So 2943. Let's put that in. Okay, got that in there. Now the arrival. We are on the Witty 5 arrival. So we're gonna pick that up here at Rebney at or above flight level 260. We need to cross Witty at or above 16,000. Gale between 12 and 15. Hopper at or above 8. And Andy, what is this? Right here, 210 knots, 5,000 feet. Silty, 5,700 feet. And then we're gonna pick up the RNAV Zulu 7 right approach at Hopper. So at Weasel, the initial approach fix, we need to be at 5,000 feet. Alright, man, if I can fly Sunday evening, I'll see if I can get it with you, for sure. Yeah, hey, actually, I'm available in the morning, Richard. Hit me up on Discord. Let me know what time you're trying to fly. I might be able to do that with you. Hey, Kai, nice to see you, man. Yeah, I'm flying kind of late tonight. It's almost midnight here in California. All right. Okay. So at Thule, which is the final approach fix, we need to be at 1,600 feet to pick up a 3-degree glide path down to the minimums, which is 562 Barrow. Okay. MSA is 8,800 feet within 25 miles of runway 7 right. Missed approach, climb at 3,000 feet on the RNAV. Missed approach route to Jukep and hold. Right there. So a big old loop. 562 Barrow. Got that. Let's put that in. Alright, arrival and approach briefing is performed. The precision height, minimum descent altitude is checked. Yeah, DM me on Discord, man. I should be available. Alright, crew. We're just waiting on top of descent, which is 53 miles and 7 minutes. Oh, crap. I'm not in VNAV. Oops. All right, Richard, sounds good, man. Thanks a lot. Should be landing here in about 30 minutes. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Nice to see you again. So I was actually in Disneyland last night, and I didn't get home till 11. And now I'm here and I'm up till 11:30. I'm getting a little tired here. I'm definitely going to bed once I land this thing, but we still got to get that done. All right, 5 minutes till top of descent. Well, I'll tell you what. Is this guy not moving? He's not moving. You know what happened? I know what happened. This guy paused the top of descent. Look at it. I wonder how long he's been sitting there. What? I bet some supervisor's gonna catch up to him because he's sitting there at top of the descent. That's exactly what that is. Yeah, we're gonna beat him in there right now. Can't do that. You can't just pause on VATSIM like that. He's been online for 8 hours. Where's the supervisors at, man? Bust this guy. Yeah, I know, but every time I try to do that, every time I try to do like a North Atlantic crossing and I go to bed, I wake up and I've got kicked off because I didn't respond to a supervisor quickly enough. They always seem to catch me when I'm not here, but when somebody else isn't doing it, they can sit there and be paused online for 8 hours, no one cares. Go figure, right? Just by luck. Well, the problem is there is no ATC right now. There's nobody. I'd have to. There's a command you can do to type a supervisor, but you know, I'm not gonna waste my time. If they want them, they'll catch them. I'm not gonna be their cops, so whatever. At some point, they'll catch up to him. I mean, he's not really technically hurting me, so I'll just let it go. Let me try something. Okay, heading down. All right, on descent. Tell you what I'm gonna do. In addition to having RNAV set up here, I'm gonna put the ILS in for 7 right, just so I can have it as a backup. Let's do that just in case. Uh-oh. What'd I do? Oh, look at... Hey, it's a supervisor. Uh-oh. I clicked the wrong button. What'd I do? I messed up. Oh, well. I better leave him alone. That was the supervisor, though. And I clicked out of his text, so I can't answer him. Okay, we're getting a little high on the profile here. I'm gonna throw some speed brake in to help us get down a little bit more. We're getting really high. Wow, look at that. Wow, my FMC really thinks that we're way high. Well, speed brakes are extended. Alright, there we go. Starting to reel back in the vertical deviation. Look at that descent rate. Wow. $5,000 feet a minute, huh? Anyway, I was busy looking up the ILS frequency for 7 right. 111.3074. Oh, got some turbulence here. Hold on. Alright, speed brake retract. Good, fuel's coming in really good here. We'll have plenty of reserve. Oh, starting to see some lights out there. That's good. 18,000 feet, altimeters 2943. Bring the hood on now. Hey, coming out nice here. What is all that out there? Oh, that's Anchorage Airport. Okay. Weather's definitely clear. Okay, decel. Airspeed's coming down. And let's do exterior lights. Approach checklist complete. Hey, we're under 10,000 feet, under 250 knots. Airport's off to our 1 o'clock low. And some boat out there in the ocean. Okay, Hopers are where we enter the transition onto the RNAV arrival here. Okay, there's the airport. And we're gonna be parking way up at the top. Okay, I think I'm done with the speed brake. Speed brake arm. Okay, decel. All right, crew, get ready. We're gonna start our turn here in just a minute. Let's say add drag. Oh. I know how to add drag. Gear down. Flaps 1. Anchorage traffic, Alaska 7004 is on the RNAV Zulu runway 7 right approach. Oh, wrong button.
2,500.
Flaps 5. Anchorage traffic, Alaska 7004 on final, 7 right. Alright. Flaps 15. Flaps 30. Landing checklist. Landing gear down 3 green. Spoilers arm. Auto brakes 1. Flaps and slats. Flaps 30. Altimeter's cross check 2943. ICAST no alerts. Landing clearance. Good to go. Alright. Final approach speed 137. Alright, autopilot's off. Missed approach altitude, 3,000 set. Thousand to go.
Light slow. Light slow.
Yeah, inhibit it. I'm
Light
good.
Slow.
I'm on it,
Light
Pappies.
slow. Light slow. Light slow.
Plus 100. Minimize 100.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Manual braking. Welcome to Anchorage, everybody. Anchorage traffic, Alaska 7004 is clear. 7 right, cross 7 left, taxi to the Alaska cargo ramp. Alright, clear right, clear left. All right. At the land checklist, spoiler handle, flaps, auto brakes off, radar off, landing lights off, runway turn off, APU, clock, step trim. Alright, Atlanta checklist complete. Okay, I think we need to make a left turn up here. Let me get my ground chart up. Yeah. Make a left turn here. And a right turn onto Kilo. Is it Kilo? Mike. Right turn onto Mike. That's the one. Let's see. 150 is what the game said. Let's see what ACARS thought that landing was. Oh, well, maybe I do this late. I gotta drive. $132 feet per minute. I'll take that. Not bad. We're going all the way to the top of this ramp. Alright, and then we're looking for taxiway Romeo. Taxiway Romeo. That's Romeo there. Okay. No, that's not it. It's up here. Ace. That's the one I want. Ace. Okay, there's our taxi line, number 3. Alright, this is going to be kind of a sharp turn here. Yep, got the marshaller in sight. Alright, cool. Parking brake. Transponder. Fuel switches. Packs. Trim air. Window heat. Probe heat. Yaw damper. Hydraulic pumps. Anti-collision. Fuel pumps. IRS switches. Wheel chocks ground power unit. Alright, here, what do we got? Parking brake released. Ground power on. APU off. Alright, guys. It is midnight 04. We made it, though. This was a nice couple of flights. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think I want to go back to Juneau anytime soon with all that terrain that's in there, but Anchorage is always great. I like coming into Anchorage, and I fly MD-11s in here a lot, so it was nice to fly something a little bit different. So for those of you who showed up, appreciate it. Christopher, it's nice to talk to you. Nice to meet you. Hope I see you again. Kai, take care. Enjoy the rest of your workday. I might do some flying tomorrow morning. And catch you guys later. Take care.